rise forever till ties sever, shine together, rule wherever. Clock ticking now or never. My worst behavior, beats who's unique, the flavor. Foes turn flame to vapor.
What is going on, family? Welcome back to another episode of Jarell's Journal. This is a space where we talk about real work, right? Identity, purpose, discipline, and the moments that shape who we become when nobody is watching, right? So today is an episode about resilience, but not that motivational kind that you be seeing all over social media. We don't do that, right? This is about the kind of resilience that comes from surviving something that should have took you out, but you still choose to come back and continue to fight. So today, my guest, Tyrell Joshway, he's a Muay Thai fighter, right? Not only that, he's a coach. He's a husband. He's a father. He's a full-time mechanic. What does this man not do, right? He is a man who's been counted out more times than you can count. So he grew up Los Angeles, surrounded by the pressure and the danger. He chose the Air Force. Shout out to Air Force. You know, shout out to the Air Force.
Yeah.
You know, he chose that over the streets. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And, you know, he survived so many things, man. He survived gun violence, motorcycle accidents, you know, a broken back, you know, and now he is one of the top amateur Muay Thai fighters in the country. And, you know, that's just amazing just to say about, you know, just to leave it that. So we're going to talk about discipline. We're going to talk about alignment. And it's about knowing, you know, when you are in that season, right? When it's time to pour back in the community and when it's time to, you know, give back to you. So if you're juggling purpose, family, pain, ambition, this conversation is definitely for you. Definitely for you. So let's get into it, man. Tyrell, I appreciate you joining me. I know it's been a little journey. We had some conversations back and forth on IG, but I definitely appreciate you, you know, taking the time to come out and have this conversation with me, man.
Absolutely, man. I'm happy to be here, man. I appreciate you taking your time and having me on here, man.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So before we get into the Muay Thai fighting, before we get into coaching and all that good stuff, I want, you know, our viewers and our listeners to learn about you, you know, from the beginning, right? From the LA, the time for being an LA native. I've never been to LA. I've been to San Diego for like a day, but that's like as close as I've been, right? So what was it like for you growing up out there?
Man. So I'm from South Central LA, born and raised, 1 through 17. I personally never cared for the gang banging part of it. It was extremely violent. You couldn't wear certain colors in certain areas, so you always had to just know what color you was wearing and where you were going. I got this anime sleeve. I don't know if you can see it, man. It's funny because anime is what kept me out the streets in a way, man. I was always different, but I was never afraid to be that kid that liked anime. But I wasn't the kid doing this at the school, though. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't that guy. You know, I wasn't charging on the feed field. You know, I kept it to myself. You know, it honestly, man, it allowed me to view the world differently because, you know, other people might seen a cartoon. I seen the Eastern culture. You know, I seen the realism in the animation. You know what I'm saying? So when I used to watch Goku or when I used to watch, you know, Thundercats or any of those shows, I used to see, you know, the real culture in it. It was a real martial arts behind all the extra, all the charging. You know, it was a real mentality, you know, to train every day, to do those push-ups, to do those sit-ups. So, you know, for me, it's crazy. But yeah, I chose, you know, the anime route, which kept me away from the streets. And then I had sports. As y'all can see, you know, I'm rocking that orange today. And I know y'all wondering, like, man, how he a Broncos fan from South Central? You know what I'm saying? What happened to the Tyrell Davis? Tyrell Davis, man, when I was 5 years old, man, my mom put me in front of the TV and said, listen, I'm a Chargers fan. And I remember they was playing the Denver Broncos. She was like, you got to
Mhm.
pick a team. And I love moms. And I almost picked the Chargers, but I seen Tyrell Davis, and it was a wrap.
It was that
It was a
guy.
wrap. Boy, I'm
He was
telling
that
you.
guy. Yeah.
The next 2 years, man, they won a Super Bowl, 96, 97. But I jumped on that bus at 95. You know what I'm saying? I was 4 or
You got
5
him
years
right
old.
before. No
And
bandwagon.
so I'm telling you, and we share my father's name is Tyrell or Tyrell. My name is Tyrell. I got a big brother named Tyrell. So I was like, yeah, that's him. I'm gonna be like Tyrell Davis. And so I played sports. I watched anime. And I have 4 sisters, a mom and a granny, no father. I had a stepfather, but he was, he in and out, he incarcerated a few times. So most of it was my sisters and my mom. So, being the baby, the only boy, you get a insight,
Mhm.
the babies are usually the smartest just because they get the most experience
Yeah.
from watching. The oldest, they get the most experience from doing. You know what I'm saying? But I was the baby, so I seen, oh man, you do that, that's gonna happen to you. Oh, you walk down that path. Because I had sisters, my middle school and high school was rolling 40 Crips, dark side rolling 40 Crips. It was 6 souls. It was 30, rolling 30 Bloods. But my sisters were cheerleaders. My
Mhm.
sisters were like popular. My sisters, they knew people. So when I went to school, they was like, oh, that's a little bro right there. You know what I'm saying? And so I got a pass right there. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Oh, that's a little
Okay.
bro. He cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, leave him alone. So like it was a blessing, man. God has always kept me, from my sisters being, in the mix, and all of them are married. All my sisters are married. A couple of my sisters got some master's degrees. My mom got a master's. So
Nice.
my mom was always went to school, 5 kids, dropped out, went back, dropped out, went back. And around 50 years old, she got her master's degree.
Nice.
So I always had that motivation to do
Mhm.
better. I ain't gonna lie, man. When I was young, I didn't like the term of man and women, right? I didn't like when, we from the hood, so everybody walked around saying, I'm a man, or women, like, I'm a grown woman. But they didn't fit the profile to me. Something in my spirit said, hold up, that's you cheating. Or you got 4 women over there, or you got multiple things going on over there. Like that's not
It
a
wasn't your
real man.
definition of what like a real man was or a
Yeah,
real
right.
woman. They were
Like
just
I didn't
using it
see it.
loose.
I didn't see it. They just said it, man. It was like, how
Mhm.
you gang banging and you a man? That
Mm.
don't go together because you following something, And again, it could have been from the shows I watched or just not having that father figure for real. But that was one of the reasons I went to the military. Because I said, you know what, man, I want to see what real men look like,
Yes.
And so I wanted to get out the hood young. I like sports, but I wasn't passionate about it. I was amazing. I got people right now who look at me and is like, man, you didn't go to the NFL? Man, you
Yeah, I
you didn't
seen
take that
something that
route?
was gonna be one of my questions. Like, yeah, like you
Yeah,
had
yeah,
some NFL ambitions.
I was
What
that
was that?
good, man. I was
What position?
that
What position
good.
you played?
What was that?
What position you played?
Running back.
Okay.
Running back.
Okay.
Oh,
Like
yeah, they call
Terrell
me
Davis.
Jukums out there. I use that in my fight now. They don't know why I'm so quick, bro. I'm big, but
Okay.
I
Okay.
broke some ankles back in the day. You know what I'm saying? I played for Tri-City Falcons and Baldwin Hill Bruins. Baldwin Hill
Okay.
Bruins are a pretty big league out there now. But about middle school, my grades wasn't that good. Um, Again, I never had a passion for football. It was just something that we all did. You know what I'm saying? Just being this color. And
Played.
it was just, you
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? It never was a
Yeah.
passion of mine. It was just something that I was super good at. And I remember I got in trouble around middle school, wasn't having good grades, and my mom was like, I'm taking you out. It's like, all right. And in a funny fun fact, I'm 5'11 and a half right now, man. Don't forget that half.
Don't forget
Five
that hat
eleven
is
and a
important.
half right now, right? I was 4'11 in my 10th grade year. I was
What?
4'11, yeah. And I used to complain about knee pains all the time. I tell my mom around middle school, my knee hurt, my knee hurt. And so
Yeah,
she
that
took me
growth
to the
spurt.
doctor, and the doctor told me I had something called Oscar Slater. Yeah, yeah.
What is that?
So basically, if you run on concrete a lot, we're not designed to run and play on concrete as little boys, little girls.
Mm-hmm.
You're supposed to be. That's why your coach always said, don't play on the hard top. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? That's one of the reasons my muscles overdeveloped, and it kept me small because my muscles was overdeveloped in my knees. It grew over my knee bone, and it just prevented me from growing. It's crazy, right? My dad is like 6'2". My mom is like
You're supposed to be
5'7".
6'5".
Man, I'm telling you, that's why I said don't leave out my half, bro. You know, and the doctor basically told me don't play any sports. Like he said don't run up the stairs. Walk everywhere. Slow down. He said you can either play sports and stay short or you can stop. And then there's a chance for you to grow. And I did, man. I didn't play sports. Again, it didn't hurt me. I wasn't like anxious to do it. I got to high
Yeah.
school, went to Manuar's High School, and like that 10th grade year, I actually moved to Nebraska for a year because my sister went to the Navy.
Okay.
So I was living in the hood all the way up until 15. My mom walked in the room. All my sisters kind of had grown out the house. You know, I was the youngest. Everyone is 2 years apart. So they all grew out
Wow.
the house. And my middle sister went to the Navy, got stationed in Nebraska somehow. I remember my mom walked in
Yeah,
the room, was
you
like, man,
won't
you
think
want to
my
move to
Navy be
Nebraska?
in Nebraska.
I'll never forget. My mom walked in the room, was like, you want to go to Nebraska for a year? I was like, yeah.
Yeah, why
And
not?
just like
You know?
that, I went to Nebraska, man. One good year. It was different. I seen the snow, corn huskers. You know, I found out that black people is everywhere. There's a hood everywhere. You know,
Yep.
you gotta
Yep.
respect where you are. And that's when I hit my height, man. I came back home. No, I came back home my junior year, and I was about, I want to say I was like 5'8". I was 5'8". And just going back a little bit, because I didn't have a father and because I didn't have a real role model, I remember young thinking, man, I want to be married. You was just something always in me, man. I want to be married, man. I want to be with one person. I want to, yeah, I remember that just being in my spirit, you
You
know,
was
and I
having those
remember being
thoughts
in,
young.
yeah, man. I remember in middle school, man. I remember, man, and the God, man. I remember being on a pea field one day and putting my hands up. It's like, God, I want to be married. I don't know what I was doing, you know. God, I want to be married, like. And I made it back to when I when I left Nebraska, I moved back to Inglewood, and I ended up graduating from Inglewood High. And
Okay.
my second semester, junior year, I met my wife. No,
Wow. Okay. High school
yeah, man,
sweetheart.
I met my
Nice.
wife. Her name Hannah, a little light, bright. You know, she's a black girl, dad half Mexican, but they all, you can't speak no Spanish.
Yep.
They all, you know, she from Watts. You know what I'm saying? She from Watts. I don't go to Watts. You understand? Like, you know, my wife is a real one. You know, I met her, and it wasn't the day I met her. At this point, I was like going to my senior year, and her brother had got murdered in the hood in
Man.
Watts, and she came home to help with her child with his child, and I remember I seen her the first day because I was walking down the hill and she called me, "Hey boy," who was young, "Hey boy," and I kept walking. I was like, "Who is this?" You know what I'm saying? I was shy. Who was this? I kept walking, and I turned back around and went up the hill. I sat next to her. You know, we was just talking. I was very shy. She was very shy, very reserved. One day she kind of opened up, like within that 3 days, she opened up and she just told me about her life and what she'd been through. She lost 4 siblings. Her mother had 13 kids, pushed them out. She was working at 16, since 15 or so, already had a job. And I'm looking at myself like, man, I ain't never had a job. I'm from the hood. I ain't never lost nobody. You know what I'm saying? I'm from the
Yeah.
same place as you. This is crazy. She
Yeah.
didn't say it
The
in a pity
opposite.
party
Yeah.
way. Yeah, she didn't say it in a pity party way. She said it in a way like she was smiling. You know, she was content with her life. She was cool with what she was doing. And that inspired me. Like she
Hmm.
inspired me. I said, man, I got you the one. You the one. I gotta take you up
Yeah.
out of here. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Wow.
and in that moment, man, I told her she was gonna be my wife, man. And
Wow.
after that, I made sure I got on her
So
mama good side.
you got to, of course, you got to get on mama good side.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
That's yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Tell you,
Gotta
man, I
do
was
that.
making breakfast in the
So
house.
yeah,
Hey, can I come over and make some breakfast? For real. I'm telling you.
man could cook. Oh yeah, you want it.
Yeah. I had 4 sisters, man. What you thought? Yeah. Hmm.
So y'all was having them conversations, y'all started dating, talking, and then you decided, all right, I want to go in the Air Force. How
So
did
I
that
was
conversation happen?
before I met her, I already had took the test. At 17, I already had took the test.
Okay.
I already knew I was going. I had a sister who went to the military. Two sisters went to the Navy, and one of
Yo, think we lost him for a second.
brother, my phone overheated in this sun.
See, y'all enjoying the you need some of
I
that
had it
chilly
right.
weather that we got over here. That's
Let
what
me
it is.
adjust that.
It's a little too warm over there. But it's all good.
Y'all go in the house. I'm doing something. My faults.
No, it's all good. All good, man.
So yeah, basically, I had two sisters go to the Navy. Had a fella tell me not to go in the Navy because you're gonna be washing boats. He said, man, you're gonna be washing boats for a year. So I was like, ah. And I left. I didn't want to go in one battle zone into another one. So Army Marines was out of it.
Yeah.
Air Force was the best bet. My father was incarcerated at the time, so my mom had to sign a document to get me in, and I took it. I took it at 17 before I finished high school. So when I graduated, I already had my orders to go a couple of months prior. So when I
Hmm.
met my wife to be, I was already enlisted.
Oh, you was
I
already
was
locked
already
and
on a
loaded. Okay.
yeah. Yep. So I ended up getting stationed at Cannon. I talked to her for a year. Then I went to Cannon. She didn't want to be forced to marry me just to be with me. You know what I'm saying? My wife has always been strong spirited, strong willed. She was just like, nah, I don't want to do that. So we ended up splitting up for the time I was in the military. And that kind of affected me a lot, man. I was 17. Yeah, it just affected me a lot. And I didn't even realize I could have did something about it then,
Yeah.
but I was so young,
Yeah.
and dumb and didn't have no mentorship. So I ended up getting out and then I got her back.
How long were you in?
And about 2.5, 3 years. Yeah, yeah, man. Cannon Air Force Base was not the place for me, man.
No, it is not.
I
Oh, what's
became
your
a sheet
story?
metal mechanic.
You say you was a sheet metal mechanic out there?
Yeah, sheet metal. Yep. Became a sheet metal mechanic. Man, I love the Air Force. Cannon was just a terrible station, man. I ain't gonna lie. Cannon was just one of the worst places they could have put me with the breakup with the wife. So I got out with a general, you know what I'm saying? And honestly, bro, it was kind of one of the best things that ever happened to me because I'm an aircraft mechanic now. I got my wife back. We ended up having our first daughter. And then I moved to Georgia and we kind
How
of
soon
started
after
from
did
there
you have your first daughter?
instantly. So you ain't going nowhere this time. And then we ended up getting married. So I had my first daughter January 2012 and we got married April 2012.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah. Been
Wow.
rocking 13 years married, 17 years knowing each other, man.
That's beautiful right there, man.
Yes,
That's
sir. Yes,
definitely
sir.
beautiful, man. Yeah, you go in, you do your time, you get out. I understand the Canaan thing. I've talked to many of folks during whether I was stationed with them or deployed. I don't think anybody said anything good about Canaan ever. So
Might not and can it.
I, I don't think anybody said anything good. So yeah,
Yeah.
no, that's beautiful. I mean, but the beauty of the military and what you experience, what your sisters experience, is really just being able to witness different cultures, different environment.
Yeah.
Did you get to travel? Did you get to deploy anything while you
Nope.
was in there? No, you just stuck. You was
I
just
was
there.
at the most I went
TDYs
to
or anything?
Texas and then Pensacola, Florida we did 6 months in Pensacola, Florida
Okay.
for tech school.
Okay.
And I mean that was pretty beautiful, but we was in tech school most of the time. And then yeah, man, got stationed. I went home for about 2 weeks. And I was at Cannon. I was at Cannon. They ain't showed me no love in Cannon.
Oh yeah, no,
I
I
felt
don't.
like I was in a cannon and just
Yeah,
shoot me
yeah,
somewhere.
yeah. You was.
Yeah.
You was. Okay, so we got out, right? Married, we got a kid, and enjoying life, right?
Yeah, man.
And then at 21, you get shot. Like, what happened? How did that happen? Because that was going to be my question before. Like, was that in the military or after? But you had already said you got out. So
Yeah.
if you feel comfortable explaining.
Oh yeah. Yeah. It's a run of the mill. It was almost what? 2012, man. So and I've always been very open. So basically, again, I've always been family oriented, a husband, a father. I've always wanted this. You know what I'm saying? So I enjoy, even now, I love my marriage, man. I love being married. I love it, bro. I wouldn't change it for nothing. Had our problems, had our little, you know what I'm saying? bro, this is it. Lifetime,
Life.
lifetime.
Yeah.
And so we lived in Tennessee for 3 months, lived in Georgia for 1 year. My baby was 8 months, not quite walking yet. And we moved to Arizona. We was done with down south. Wasn't enough street lights, wasn't enough sidewalks, too many bushes and trees. You know what I'm saying? I got tired of feeling like bears and lions was going to come and get me in the middle of the day. You know what I'm saying? So the down south wasn't for me.
Uh-huh.
So we come to the West Coast, wasn't going back to Cali. We had, like I said, my wife has 13 brothers and sisters. So we had about 4 of them out here in Arizona. Literally, I moved here to Phoenix, and I got here June 25th. 30 days later, I got like the beginning of, June 25th. 30 days later, about August 3rd, I'm not a party person, but you young, I was about 21. And there was a house party. It was supposed to be friends and family. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? Everybody knew everybody. It was supposed to be all, and we got invited out. We had some babysitters now because we had mamas and aunties and all kind of
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
I
Get to
got
live a little
sister,
bit. Live life a
yeah, I
little
got
bit.
sisters-in-laws that's my mother's age. You know what I'm saying? So we was good, man. We left the baby at home, and it was me, my wife, my nephew-in-law, and his wife at the time. But long story short, man, we went to this house party, and about we went August 3rd, and on
Okay.
August 4th, that night, right, August 3rd, we partying all wee hours in the night, one of the best nights of my life. I'm drinking Hennessy Black for the first time. I like Hennessy Dark, you know what I'm saying? I got some Hennessy Black. I noticed my nephew and his wife at the time, she's like really drunk, and she's kind of getting at him. She feels some type of way. He just dancing. We all going at this point. And we're upstairs. So when I see that, I'll pick this man up. I've always been physical. I mean, I probably wasn't this big, but I was always strong, right? So I'll pick this man up, put him on my shoulder from a 2-story house right in the middle, in a neighborhood, nice neighborhood type of, you don't know the streets, but it's 99th and Lower Buckeye. Homes, 2 stories, really nice, man. And so I pick him up, I take him downstairs, and me not knowing, his wife is following behind, and my wife is following behind her, trying to stop her. She the wife at the time, his wife at the time, bumps some girl. This is who she was feeling some type of way about, I guess, at the party. She bumps some girl, and the brother is standing there. He's 19. And so he sees his sister getting bumped, and he said, "Oh man, now you about to fight." And he grabs my wife and my niece-in-law at the time. You know what I'm saying? And
Mhm.
his wife. He grabs them both. And he's like, "Now you got to fight my sister." Now I told you, my wife is not one to play with. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? She throw hands with she ain't
Yeah.
the one, right?
The
So
best of them.
she
Yeah.
yeah, she ain't the one. So she literally says, "Ain't nobody gonna fight." She pulls away, and this man punches her in the face, just like that, just like that. You know what I'm saying? Punches in the face. So now she run outside. Tyrell, some dude just punched me in the face. I look at him. He look at me. I got to beat him in the house because that's his auntie. You know what I'm saying? I like, that's my wife, so I got to beat him in the house. So I run, and it's just some kid. They didn't even point the dude out. Wasn't enough time, but it was just some kid in the middle of the street, black kid, And he just in the middle of the house in the living room, and I just run in there. I rush him. Again, this is before Muay Thai, before the boxing. So at this point, I'm just, Air Force. They taught you, reading the book, duck. Next line, cover. Next line, slip. You know what I'm saying? That was combat training. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going off Air Force train. Okay, run in the house, grab him, right? I run in the house, boy. I grab him up. I got him in a headlock, and it's more like I embarrass him. I'm strong as hell, so I'm like punching him. I mean, you hit my wife. I'm talking. I don't know what I'm saying. He rolled me over. I roll him back over. They pull him off me. They pull me off a dude. He
Mhm.
go out the back door. I go out the front. Me and my wife party's over. It's time to go. Time me and my wife get in the front. This dude walking down the street with an AK-47.
My gosh.
He already shot 3 times while I was in the house. I sobered up just enough to protect my wife, to do what I had to do. By the time I walk outside again, I'm back kind of dizzy again.
Mhm.
I'm outside, music blasting. We get in front of this house, and there's a clearing. There's a garage. There's a driveway, a sidewalk, grass in the street. And these sidewalks are not wide out here. So me and my wife is in front of the garage, and basically this dude is walking down the street shooting this AK. And again, I'm from South Central. We just came from the military. My boy got the AK down here, and he looked
Oh,
like this.
spray in the
You know what I'm saying?
pants.
off top,
Right.
brother. So we like, bro. I remember a split second looking at my wife like, "Did this dude go get a gun?" And my wife like, "Man, this got a gun." This, and then it get real. He shoots, boom, and the gun look just like this, boom. He's
Yeah.
shooting, you know,
That
and he
recoil.
just shooting randomly. We single round burst. I see him. He see me. Next thing you know, I push my wife behind me, and I'm walking towards the street, and he's walking towards me. So we're like angling towards each other.
Mhm.
When I get shot, we point blank range, AK to my chest. And I'm like, I'm literally close enough to grab the barrel. And we standing there. And I call it a Mexican face off. Cause now I'm at the point where literally he just got the K to my chest. And
Mhm.
I'm standing there. And I'm, there's nothing said. He looking at me. I always say he gave me that Ice Cube face.
Yep.
Boy, he bit his lip. It's like burning to my head. And I'm just like, and I remember grabbing the barrel and pushing it down. And then I seen that, boom, I seen it. He shot right there, boom. Went through both my legs. One bullet, back of my thigh, out the back of my knee, into the back of this knee.
Mm.
You kind of see it a little bit. I don't know if you can kind of, this is just the first part. I don't know how good the camera is, man, but
Right.
basically, man, he took a chunk out my thigh here.
Mm.
They had to open up my leg down here. Couldn't walk for a good year. They took me to the hospital. My wife got hit with the same bullet.
Oh my
Bullet
gosh.
went through both my legs, landed in her leg.
And it hurt. Wow.
Had to pull it out her shin during surgery, but somehow still land on her lap. Somehow she made it to me still, and I was laying on her lap the whole time. So she
Wow.
crawled over, ran over to me with the bullet in her leg. My nephew, he asking me questions. Man, what's your name? What's your daughter's name? What's your birthday? What's your daughter's birthday? What's your social security? I'm like, I ain't giving you that, brother. You know what I'm saying?
You
He
went too
asking me
far
questions.
now.
Hey, you ain't that. Hey, you know what I'm saying? He asking me questions, and you know what I'm saying? And he keeping me up. At one point, I remember he slapped me because I went to sleep. He slapped
Yeah.
me. Well, wake
Yeah.
up. I'm like, no, don't slap me. Like, I got mad, brother. Don't slap me.
Yeah.
What you doing? He like, man, wake up, T. Like, so I remember,
I
and
keep.
then it
Yeah.
was this small little Asian lady, part of the family, small little lady. And she went around ripping belts off the two biggest dudes at the party. She ripped two belts off and gave me a tourniquet. You know what I'm saying? Saved my life with the belts. So I always say I had three people save my life. My wife, who somehow got hit with the same bullet, but I was on her lap, heard her the whole time. My nephew, who kept me alive, asked me the questions. It
Yep.
was,
Yep.
and then a lady with the belts. And so, after that, I woke up in the hospital, and yeah, it was a year of recovery, man. Couldn't walk. Went through wheelchairs, canes, crutches. Yeah. Yeah, crazy journey, man. Crazy journey.
That's a wild story. That's a wild story. And then it says what? You was biking 5-6 miles a day?
So I didn't rehab with the AK for whatever reason. I was in Arizona and my wife's family was taking care of me. So I went back to LA for the first 3 months. So my mom's, it was a little easier for my mom's and my wife, and mainly my wife and my mom's, being at my mom's house, my wife to take care of me. And I'm gonna tell you, brother, I remember one, I learned to play chess,
Okay.
right? I didn't play chess. My stepdad always had a chess board, so I remember playing him every single day for 3 months until I beat him. Like he used to spank me every day, 5 games. Couldn't do nothing but play chess, right? So he used to spank me every day, and then one day at the end of that 3-month period, I finally beat him. So I developed chess very well. I remember at one point I got so reliant on my wife that my mom, I remember she was, because I couldn't even clean myself. I couldn't do anything.
Yeah.
I couldn't do anything. They had to feed me. They had to pick me up, take me to appointments. And it got to the point where I got used to them waiting on me hand and foot. And I remember one day being in the shower, bro, and I had a shower chair, you know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And I remember hearing my mom in the back talking about, Hannah, it's time. I'm like, it's time? Man, I'm gonna tell you, this girl put the rag on my lap and walked out. I felt like I heard the Bruce Banner music playing in the background. You know what I'm saying? I heard a violin, and she was like, you gotta clean your, and man, my wife she was so sad, bro. She was like, cause she didn't want to, but
Yeah.
it was time.
Yeah. It was
It was time, bro. And I remember cleaning myself, and I was painful, and I was in there like, I'm cleaning, like,
Mhm.
I'm calling her, like, 'cause it was painful.
Mhm.
You know, when I was in the hospital, I had a button, and every 15 minutes on top of the hour, I got to push a button and morphine went straight to my heart to stop the pain. You know what I'm saying? Boom. I was on Vicodin, Percocet, oxycodone, and my body kept adapting. God is so good, bro. I'll take Vicodin, then it didn't work no more. Then I take Percocet and it didn't work no more. Then I take oxycodone and it didn't work no more.
Wow.
So it's like every medicine, my body just kept adapting to it. And they didn't want to keep giving me more doses, so they had to switch it over. It was crazy. And so it got to the point where I got this immunity to pills. I couldn't stand them. I can't stand, like, even to this day, I hate pills. I hate taking pills because I took so many and then it just ended up backfiring on me. And so, like, a lot of the pain, I dealt with the natural way. You know what I'm saying? I dealt the natural way. When I say natural, it was green and a little sticky icky, but I had to get, and so once my wife kind of did that and I had to start moving, then we came back to Arizona. 3 months passed. I'm back in Arizona. At this point, I'm in a wheelchair, and wheelchair Timmy over here. You know what I'm saying? I'm drinking it out. You know what I'm saying? I'm everywhere.
Not Drake.
And I'm telling you, I'm in that chair, bro, everywhere. Like, where we going? What we doing? I'm back, right? So, and then now I'm back around my nephew. And one thing about my nephew, man, I remember being in a hospital bed, and the doctor was like, man, you gonna be down for a while. You ain't gonna be. And he was like, bro, like that week, he was like, get up and stand, T. And I'm like, bro, I remember my mom dress hit my toe, and my sciatic nerve was damaged.
Oof.
I remember the dress hit my toe, and I felt like I got shot again. I was like, and he was like, I don't care, get up. And he made me stand up. You know what I'm saying? In that moment, I didn't stand up again for a long time, but I remember that. And so I got back to Arizona around that energy, around my wife. I'm in a wheelchair. Then I went to crutches. And then eventually, it was like 6 months at this point. I got tired of living with people. We was living, we didn't have our own place. We 22 at the time. And so I checked into Estrella Community College, and we got that loan, that you get for going to college. You get that school loan, financial aid. You get financial aid, and then you get like a loan with it if you need it. So we end up getting that check 1.5 miles every single day to school for like 5 days straight. Yeah, that was like right at 6 months where I was done with the wheelchair, I was done with the crutches, I was done with the walker, and I had like a little limp. But I got on that bike, bro, and I would ride 1.5 miles there, ride 1.5 miles back, and after a full year, couldn't even tell I got shot no more.
Wow.
Yeah, I healed. God was like, he's back.
Go through a little bit of this, build you up, build your resistance up, build your mental strength up.
A little bit of passion.
Yep. Absolutely.
Yeah, a lot of my wife, man, a lot of the family.
That's fantastic, man. That's an amazing story. And that's talking about resilience. You know what I'm saying? Talking about having the right support system around you, because many don't have that. And it's unfortunate. And you could have easily went down a different path. You could have easily had a whole different mindset and gave up and all the other stuff. But, you have your wife and your nephew there to continue to push you. And then eventually rip the Band-Aid off. It's like, all right, bro, you got to do it yourself. Like, it hurts me more than it hurts you. And that's tough. But that's
famous parent line.
Oh, it's gonna hurt you more than it hurt. So, but we need individuals like that helped us.
I will say, I remember being in the hospital right after I got shot, man. The most important thing that I did was I forgave that man who shot me.
You forgave
I
him?
didn't need to see him, but I forgave him, man. And I remember I was in this traumatized state where I was like, I can't believe I got shot. I must have said that 1,000,000 times. And then when I stopped saying that, I forgave him. Like to the point where I could see him again, and I felt bad for him because he went to jail. You know what I'm saying? Like, he 19, another brother in the system. I forgave him. And I always say God gave me 3 blessings. You can't make this up, bro. On my birthday, October 7th, my daughter took her first step on the bed. True story, bro. It chokes me up every time. And I know it was her first step because she didn't step again for like a good week. You know what I'm saying? It was that step that scared you. And it was on the bed. She took a step and bounced. I'll never forget, brother. Second blessing I got was I had a son. When 2 of my legs didn't work, I still had one that did. You know what I'm saying? And I had a son. And he'll, you couldn't hold a soldier back too long, and
Yes,
was
sir.
what's crazy is my son now,
Mm-hmm.
13 brothers and sisters on her side, 5 from my mom, my dad, my son, hand size, he's 12, and his hand size is my hand size, and his foot size is my foot size right now. My son is the strongest little dude in this generation, in his family. He's built like me at 12. So he gave me my strongest seed at my weakest point. And the third blessing was my legs are stronger now than they ever been. So I always say, man, that forgiveness, those things would have happened, or they wouldn't have happened because I wouldn't have seen them.
Mm-hmm.
I would have been so busy being angry at this dude. When she took that step, I would have been processing the revenge or
Mm-hmm.
hatred, right? She would have still took that step. My son, who knows if he would have came, because I would have been trying to get that pain out versus get that love out. You
Yep.
know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And because I wasn't processing him in that anger, I was able to put it on me and train and make myself stronger instead of make myself bitter. So I always say, man, God bless me with those 3 things after that. I ain't looked back since.
Absolutely. Wow. Now that's fantastic, man. That's beautiful, man. And that's the power of forgiveness. Like you just talked about, not holding on to it, not letting it weigh you down, not living in the past. It happened. You acknowledge it. You was able to go through the time to deal with it, to process it, and it's like, all right, now it's time to let it go and to move forward. It's just blessings on top of blessings after that. So that is, man. Well, we can talk forever.
Hey, man, I'm telling you, I know my wife, she like, no, you better talk about what you can talk about, man. She gonna be on me, so.
We can talk forever,
I'll be
right? So
talking, yeah.
you go from there, right? Now you got the son, you're recovering, and life is going good. And then bam, motorcycle accident.
Yeah, so now after the AK, the year passed, I recovered. My nephews all got hands. They all from Watts.
Okay.
So now I'm like, man, I want to learn how to box. It's just a passion of mine. I need to learn. I need to learn how to box.
Yeah.
For the next 3 years, I'm in the street. I got videos on top of videos. It's just me in the street. Never went to a gym. It's just us 4. It's 4 brothers, including
Out there
myself. So it's
sparring.
5. Man, out there sparring. I got one nephew. He like the coach. Man, you got to jab like this. And then, you know what I'm saying? After he showed me how to jab, he jabbed me. You know what I'm saying? So, he like, man, oh, hook. And then, you know what I'm saying? I get the hook. So I learned from watching and feeling it. And
Hmm.
so after 3 years, boom, I got hands, bro. And this is what he taught me. This is the most important lesson. I used to try to move like him. Then I tried to move like the brother. Brother Luke moved like Mayweather. Then he had a younger brother who moved like Ali. He was quick. And then the oldest one, he just had technique. And he told me one day, he said, T, stop. He said, man, you ain't scared of no hit. Stop running. He said, bro, you got shot with an AK-47, bro. You ain't scared of pain. When somebody hits you, hit them back. You know what I'm saying? Like literally, bro, he said, man, when somebody hits you, bro, take that hit and hit them back. And so I developed my style right there. Like, they call me T the Beast in that ring. I don't go backwards. It's
Hmm.
very rare if you catch me going. Now I'm learning to go backwards because I'm a pro now. And you know what I'm saying? But I don't go backwards. And I didn't. So I learned to boom, and I
Yeah.
return that hit instantly. And so
Yeah.
I developed that mentality, in that 3 years. Like, you're right. You're gonna have to hit me harder than the AK. And you can't, right?
Hey, you
And
can't.
so then, right, I'm telling you that became my mentality. Like you gonna have to, and no one does, right? Now my problem is I ain't afraid of death because I got God with me. I don't survive the AK, you know what I'm saying? And I needed to be humble,
Mm,
right? I needed to be humble. God was like, boy, you did a L. You know what I'm saying? You did a
yeah.
30-degree turn. I need a 180. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He didn't give me 100% on path. So now I'm on a motorcycle and I'm daredevil. You know what I'm saying? It's Taco Tuesday. I got a
You
homie who been,
popping willies and flying down
nah,
the
nah,
road.
I wasn't that bold.
Oh,
I wasn't
okay.
that bold. But I
Okay.
didn't get there though. I didn't get there. I only had the bike 3 weeks. My buddy had his
Dang.
bike 10 years. Yeah. And I'm riding with my boy who got his bike 10 years. That's why you ride, you stay in your class.
Yep. You stay.
Stay in your level. You know what I'm saying? Stay in your lane, bro. Cause I was trying to be all up in his lane, and he was the Willie guy you know what I'm saying? He was doing all that
Yeah,
stuff.
you
So
trying to keep
I'm
up with
over
the
here,
Joneses.
brother. Boy, I was trying to surpass that man that night. You know, it's Taco Tuesday. 3 years later, I'm back 100%. I'm on that bike, man. We go down to Taco Tuesday, and I'm coming back down to 10, and that man take off on me, and we on a curve.
Mm.
He going. I said, "Ooh, I'm about to hit this curve, and I'm going." I remember I'm about to, and I only had the bike 3 weeks. I went through the course and I got my license. I went through the course, but I didn't realize you had to lean when you
Yeah,
going
you
that
got it.
fast.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what 3 weeks do to you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I remember feeling like Batman because I was, I was just on one that night. And that boy hit that corner, and then I hit that corner. But I ain't hit the corner, I hit the wall.
Oof.
And I'm going around this steep turn. It's a steep
Yeah.
turn, and I'll never forget. I look down, and I'm at 85, and I gun it. At 85, I gun it. And I'm on a CBR 600, and next thing I know, I'm matching up with the middle of the freeway. I hit that middle divider, going that fast, bro, going over 100 at this point, and my front bumper hit that front part, and it threw me over to the other side.
Mm-hmm.
Threw me over to the other side. Now I broke my back. I broke my pelvis. I got most sciatic nerve damage. Now the skin off my arm gone. Now I got kidney failure. I go from 180 to 160, 61 overnight. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather get shot again. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather somebody put a barrel on me, because that pain was crazy.
Talk me
That
through
was
that your mental at that time, because like you just said, you was on that high, like, man, I just made this recovery, we're doing good, life is good, I'm living, and then bam, back in the hospital, back to feel like possibly like you back at square one, try to recover again. Like, how was that on the mental for you?
so. What's interesting is, man, your body adapts, right? You learn
Mm-hmm.
from, and because I went through death before and I survived it, I'm gonna tell you the truth, bro. The pain was unbearable, but I never felt like death was coming, even though I was closer to death or just as close to death than I ever been. But because I crashed and I blacked out in the air, I don't remember flopping and flying. I don't remember that, but I remember the back of my head hitting the ground, and then blacked out in the air. The back of my head hit the ground, and I woke up. And now I'm on the ground on the other side of the freeway. And literally, I'm the type of person that, because I opened my eyes, I knew God had saved me. And so in my head, I didn't want to call out to God because he already got the glory for saving me. I wanted to call out to somebody who I knew was tangible and was alive. So I remember calling out to my wife, like, baby, you know what I'm saying, baby? Because for me, I needed something that was there, because he was there, but he already did his job, right? That's how I processed it. He did his job. So I was thankful for God. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, you did it again. Now I need somebody to hear me. And I remember shouting out loud 3 times. I shouted her name 3 times. After that, I took my helmet off. My right arm didn't move. You know what I'm saying? But again, don't panic, right? So now I'm fidgeting with my left arm. I remember crawling onto my stomach, trying to get to the concrete. And again, my mind looked for those 3 things, brother. Like, it looked for those 3 things. I remember thinking, if I get these 3 things, I'm gonna survive. That's how my mind took that. Like, and I remember from, like, again, that same angle, I'm like crawling this way. And I remember this white man came walking into the scene like a movie. And then he came right at me. And this man, he was a bald head, white, red hair dude. And he was red beard, like a beard you got, bro, but it was red and he was bald.
Mm-hmm.
And he walked up on me. He said, this is what he said, bro. He said, I was a Hell's Angel for 5 years. I've lost plenty of brothers to the road, and I've hit the ground plenty of times myself. And he looked me in my eyes. He said, you gonna be all right. I said, cool, I got my nephew. All right. Now I need my wife. You know what I'm saying? Now I need my wife. I got him. And I remember my buddy came slowly. I remember hearing my wife's voice on speaker,
Yeah.
because my buddy, when I was riding with, came back. It took him a minute to go and come back. You know what I'm saying? He's seen it in his rear view. So now I hear my wife on the speaker, and I'm like, oh, I got my wife. Now I need the Asian. Now I need the lady to tie the belts around my leg, right? And then I'm going to be cool. And bro, I heard the ambulance in the distance, and I blacked out. Because my mind said, bro, you good. You got those 3. You good. You made it. before I even made it, bro. I made it. I knew I made it because I got those 3 things that saved my life the first time. You know what I'm saying? And because those 3 connections was there, bro, I'm telling you, it was so bad. I was in a hospital bed sedated. There's videos, bro, of me in a coma, waking up out of sedation, like I'm gonna be back Tuesday because I was so mentally alive. And then I remember waking up Tuesday and I was like, oh, I ain't coming back for a minute. This one, bro, and it was bad. It was bad. Doctor
Wow.
told me I wasn't gonna walk. You know what I'm saying? They was trying to hold me in there, take me to a therapy hospital. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, brother.
Oh, wow. Yeah. See,
And
go ahead.
the thing that helped me and hurt me too this time was because I survived the AK, and I remember I was so dependent and that pain was so bad for me. When they broke that dependence, my family was upset with me because I came home from the hospital, hopping out the car, trying to walk. And they was
Now
like,
you're
sit
doing too
down.
much. You went from doing that, now you're doing too much.
I mean, I'm getting up trying to make cereal in the kitchen. You can't walk. Your pelvis broke. Sit down. I'm like, nah, I got this, bro. Because my mentality was, I ain't going through that again. You ain't about to. And so I hit a Uno reverse on them. Nah, bro, back up. They was hot. They was hot. You doing too much. I'm telling you, boy. So,
Oh my God.
yeah.
That is hilarious,
Yeah.
man. That is hilarious, man. Listen,
Mm-hmm.
we're definitely gonna have to come back for a part 2, man, because I still got more I want to talk about. I was only supposed to hold it for 30 minutes. We at 50. But I appreciate I'm loving the story, man. I'm loving the transparency. This is awesome. And it's very inspirational too, man. I keep telling you, keep going, right?
Yeah.
So I definitely, like I said, I appreciate you, bro. I appreciate you taking time out
Absolutely.
of that fantastic weather y'all have out there. And you come to join and share your story, man, and to have this conversation, man. So thank you for that. Definitely thank you.
Absolutely, man. Anytime.
Absolutely. So, as I close, I want to remind everybody and let everybody know that, this conversation, isn't just about strength. It isn't about, how hard you get hit, right? It's about how you get up, right? It's about how much you can carry without losing yourself, right? It's about knowing when to fight, when you need to build, and when you need, to give back, and when you need to forgive, right? So to everyone listening, if you feel behind, if you're feeling broken, if you feel unsure of your path, let this part 1, because we're going to get a part 2. Let this part 1 be the proof that, your story doesn't end where the pain begins. Discipline can change your direction. Alignment can protect your purpose. And legacy is built long before the spotlight ever shows up. So if this part 1 episode resonated with you, please share it with anybody that your loved ones, whoever you feel that needs this. Please subscribe, support. Please leave a review, leave a comment. We want to hear your story. We want to hear your comments. What do you think about his story and the conversation that we had? Most importantly, keep doing the work. So this is Jarell's Journal. Stay grounded, stay intentional, and keep moving forward. Peace.
Can I add one thing?
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
I don't want to hold y'all too much longer, man. I got my Muay Thai pro debut January 21st, man. Like you said, I'm a Muay Thai coach. Right around the corner, I'm a Muay Thai coach, man. But if you want to see me fight, I got 23 fights under my belt. I'm the WBC national champ, Pan American gold medalist, and I finished 2nd place in the world in Italy. So now I'm about to take it pro, and I'm about to be one of the most dominating Muay Thai fighters you've ever seen, man. So if you want to check me out, February 1st, check out my IG. There's tickets, there's contact info, and there's going to be a link to watch it, man. And like you said, I got a lot more, man. I got an LLC, a nonprofit, and I'm looking forward to sharing that info, how I built who I am now and got to this place, man, and where we going. So I appreciate you, man. And, I had to throw that little info in there real quick.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's definitely going to be in the link. And I'm hoping we could, get back on, at least for a brief period before you fight and all that, so we could finish and you could go more in depth about, what you're trying to build and your pro status and all that good stuff. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna put this in the link and share and spread it. Um, no doubts. Much love, appreciate it, man. Keep, doing the great things you got over there, man. And we definitely gonna be talking soon, man. Definitely
Absolutely,
gonna be
man. I
talking soon.
appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you.
Nah, I appreciate you,
Seriously.
man. So you
Yeah,
take care, man, and until next time, y'all be safe.
absolutely.
Peace.
All right.
Don't stop the reflection here. Click on the next video and continue the journey with me. Let's keep building.